Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them more just like $1,000,000 bucks, things in its cups. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Yeah, that listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together.
Y'all listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. Got a good one for you today. I kid you not, because this is coming purely from self-experience. Purely. And it just happened to me. You know, I was going through something that I've been going through for a long, long time. Just weary of it all. And I've been talking to God about it, and I mean for years, though, for years. And I've been saying, okay, enough is enough. You know, God, I'm really tired. And so, but you know what? After it was over, you know, I kind of laid in it for a little while. You know how you've been going through something for so long, and then even if it's over or appears to be over, you still kind of lay in it a little bit. And, you know, you have a wow, man, I can't believe I've been dealing with this long. Even though it's over. Or you through with it for that particular day or whatever it is. You're through with it. It's over with for that day or that period of time, you know, but it's over for whatever. But I found myself going, you know, man, I can't believe it's lasted this long. I was just talking to myself. And I had to catch myself yesterday. And maybe you've been doing the same thing to yourself, but man, I had to take an inventory yesterday. I really did. And it really tripped me out. And I said, I'm going to share that with everybody today. You know, have you ever counted how many times you made it? This is really good for me. I don't know how you do it, but this was so good for you. For me, have you ever counted, Steve Harvey, how many times you made it? And so that's what I started doing yesterday. And that's what I did this morning when I woke up and was getting ready. I was actually taking an inventory, a count of how many times I made it. How many times, man, I didn't have the rent and somehow I came up with it. How many times I didn't have my house payment and somehow I came up with it. How many times I was out of money, did not have enough, didn't see no way, but somehow I came up with it. How many times I got sick, thought, well, man, this one right here, I don't know what I'm going to do, but somehow I got my health back. How many situations I have found myself in that was, I thought at the time, detrimental and diabolical, and man, so sinister at times. But look at me. Somehow I made it. I look at all the accidents I've been in, but he kept me. I made it. I think about even the simplest times of like stepping off a curb and almost got hit, but I made it. I was just tripping the other day. I was thinking about the times that I've been hit by a car, and it could have been worse, but it wasn't, and I made it through that too. I was thinking about, man, when they count you out. Do you know how many times I've been counted out? He's done. He ain't gonna be nothing. He ain't nobody. See what I told y'all, look at over there. They cancel this. He off of that. He out of here. He ain't gonna make it. He done got fired. Man, you know how many times I've been counted out. You know how many times they done wrote me off. How many times have you been written off, man? But here you still stand. You ever tripped on it? Take an inventory, y'all, of how many times. Count the times you've made it. Sit down, get a pen. Do like I did. I just started jotting stuff down. What about the times, man, when nobody was there to encourage you? But you still here, though. You ever tripped on that? Ain't nobody called you and told you good day. Nobody called you and told you recently thank you. No one's called you and told you how much you meant to them, how much you've done for them. A man, you can make it, never give up. Keep your head up, man. Keep grinding, but you still here. Even when nobody, have you counted the times, man, that you made it anyway? Have you counted the times that you felt like quitting? How about that one? You felt like giving up. You kept going. How about the time? This is a good one right here. How about the times, man, when everybody was standing around saying, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Steve, man, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this. Ain't no way. And then somehow there is a way. You know why? Because he make a way. You understand? You know how many times I've heard this one right here? Steve, listen to me, man. Nobody ever before has done that. You can't do that. How many times you done heard? No, you know anybody done that? You can't do that. No one has ever done that. I made it anyway. You know, they don't normally, or we don't normally allow this, but in this case, for you, we gonna make an exception. How many times have you heard that? Uh-oh, I think I'm on to something. How many times have you heard in your lifetime, we don't normally, or they don't normally allow this, but we gonna make this exception in your case? How many times you done heard that? Have you ever counted the times that you made it? You know, everybody out except me. How can that be? You know, you the only one that got through this. Congratulations. Wow, man, I don't hardly see this too many times, but do you realize that normally this is what happened to people, but man, y'all don't know how your name came up, but here you are. Wow. It never happens like that. You ever counted those times? I was doing it yesterday. I was doing it this morning. I was just taking an inventory, everybody, of how many times I've made it. So what I learned yesterday was, when God gets you through something, when he pull you out on the other side, no matter how difficult or how long it took, when he gets you out on the other side, why don't you get up, dust yourself off, and start trotting? What you laying there for, man? Wallowing in it, going over it, recycling it in your mind. So many people can't move forward because we keep recycling stuff in our mind when clearly it's time to move on. It's time to let go. It's time to go and see what God has for you. Stop looking at what you lost. What you lost was probably not yours to have in the first place. Do you know the things I've lost? Now, I'm not talking about losing a loved one, a mother, a father, nothing like that. I'm talking about innate objects or a situation. Do you know the things I've lost, man? I look back on it, I wasn't supposed to have them in the first place. or they was doing me no good. It wasn't mine to lose, but I claimed I lost it. Come on, man. Take an inventory, everybody. Start looking at the things, man, that God has brought you through. Start looking at how many times he allowed you to make it. And get glad about waking up in the morning, man. Get glad about your life. Start feeling something positive about your situation. You cannot expect God to continue to bless you if you're not grateful for the things that you have. Come on, man. Have you ever counted how many times you made it? I started yesterday, ended up this morning. When I go on break, I got some more stuff to throw on the list. I can't count how many times God done got me through something. But when he get you through it, man, get up and get on about your business. Don't lay there in it. It's over. It's done. You made it. You survived it. Let's go. Let's go.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? Welcome to the baddest morning show in the land. There is none great. Sorry. You may be over there saying it, but you ain't. Know that.
You saying it, but
Know
championship
that.
team over here. Championship team, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's morning show
Come
is
on.
dedicated to all the people that handle meat.
What?
Meat?
Butchers, meat packers, meat lovers.
Meat
People that
touchers.
order it on a pizza, people that stamp it USDA, people that cut it, people
Clean
that wrap it, pack it, serve it, people that weigh it, people that tell you how much it costs.
Kill it, hunt it.
Clean it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the meat people out there.
So you're not talking to the vegans or the vegetarians.
No, damn
today.
them right now.
This
Meat
is not
people.
for you. We're going to do vegan some other day.
Okay.
Today is meat.
About meat. The reason we have teeth.
For meat. Go ahead on. Go
It's
ahead
the
on.
reason why two of them is sharp.
For meat.
What kind of meat though? Ham. Steak.
Beef.
Beef.
Burgers.
Fogo de
Yes.
chao.
Chicken.
Bologna.
Is it Fogo de Chao? Pogo, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fogo
The
de chao.
Brazilian
Fogo de
meat
chao.
place.
Yes,
Where they just
yes.
give you too much meat. You hold up a sign.
And
here
they bring you
come.
more meat. Yeah.
More meat. You want to get yourself locked up for sure.
Make you pound your chest. Make you
Go
put
to
your...
Fogo de Chao and keep raising your damn ticket.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I went there one time. I took my sons and I went with some guys from the radio show one day.
Boy.
And boy, them down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And man, let me tell you something. My son ate so much meat because of the sheer joy. He couldn't believe they kept bringing it. He called me 3 days later. He said, Dad, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, man.
I said,
I'm
"What's
locked
wrong?"
up.
He said, I can't go to the bathroom. I said, because you crowded your system, boy.
Yeah.
You
Overload.
don't let them
Yeah.
meat.
Meat overload.
That's a lot of meat.
You
And you don't
so
even know
good.
half the meat
Shirley,
when,
what's going on?
when it hits your plate.
Hey, Steve, good morning to you. Happy Meat
Carla.
Day.
Hey, Steve. Hey, crew. Happy Friday.
Junior.
Morning up.
Did he surprise you, Junior?
I want to be right behind him.
Fool number 1.
Yay. Pop top.
Fool number 2.
Make sure you wash your meat thoroughly. Please clean your meat. Please. Very important. Clean.
Nothing like dirty meat.
Nothing like dirty meat. Rinse your meat off.
Now,
Yes.
do you like it rare, medium rare?
Hey. You need to be
Rare.
careful. This food finna
Rare.
go too far.
Oh, okay.
You
I
don't
meant
see
like
it?
a steak. Let me just be
You're
clear.
That's not what he thinking.
Junior told me to say it.
All right, coming up, something funny. Last week we talked about the fight party on a budget. Well, now the guys are here to plan Labor Day weekend barbecue. That's coming up next at 32 after.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, this weekend is Labor Day weekend, so you know what that means. That means barbecue.
Mm.
All right, fellas,
Mm.
come on with your Your
What you
barbecue.
must have for a barbecue?
Yes.
Meat.
Meat. Meat. You need a couple of packs of weenies.
Funny how that worked out.
Listen to me.
Yes, Steve.
This is not a great vegan holiday.
Nuh-uh.
No, it's not.
You know, nothing wrong with being vegans. My daughters are vegans. My son tries it. He need to get his damn weight up anyway. What the hell? He eating straw folk. as he is a straw. You really got to really focus. This is not a vegan week.
No, it's not.
No.
Well, what do you have something for the vegans since they gonna
No,
come out of
no,
house?
hell no. It ain't about them.
Vegetables. They like vegetables.
Don't even come.
Vegetables in barbecue?
Don't even come over there. Don't even come because we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear about you don't eat meat, okay?
Or did you? Or are there some? Is there some meat in those greens? I can't eat 'em.
Yeah, there's meat in every damn thing, okay?
Listen to me. It's meat in the beans. It's meat in the succotash. It's meat in the green. If you ain't looking, I'll slip a little meat in the potatoes.
Yeah. What's
You
that?
don't understand. I have meat. It's meat chunks in the barbecue
We got meat
sauce.
in everything.
Hello.
Meat. We got
It's-
meat.
I got punch meat.
What's that in the sweet tea? That's meat, okay?
That's right.
Summer
That's what's
sausage.
sitting
And
there.
don't drink it too fast, you're going to choke yourself.
Because the meat is in there.
What about potato salad?
Meat is in there.
Meat
We
is
just-
in there.
Meat.
There's meat in the potato salad.
I said if you ain't
Salad.
looking, if you're not careful, I'll slip some meat in the potato salad. This is a meat weekend.
This is meat weekend, man. This is
Cold
Now
meat
my
weekend.
daughters, you know, ain't no need of Brandon Carly coming over.
Uh-huh.
We not doing twin pop this weekend.
That's
They got a
popcorn.
wonderful organic popcorn that they do that comes in delicious flavors.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
That's
my
right.
favorite
You're right.
snack food right now. But we're not having that this weekend.
It's all meat.
Daddy doing me.
meat. But you gotta have some
Slam.
sides. You gotta have some
No,
sides.
no. It's
Now
all
listen
meat.
to me.
No.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Key words you need to understand. Slabs.
Slab.
Slabs is a key
Slab.
word.
That's key
Here's
word.
another key word. Cuts.
Yeah.
Cuts. It's gonna be different cuts of meat. Here's another one
Baby
you need
backs.
to know. You need to know the different shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Shoulder is a whole damn hunk of meat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Rump.
Roast.
When I used to
Roast is the back end.
Yeah.
Shoulders is the front. Loin.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
These are terms you need to learn.
Yeah.
Now, according to the lady on from Chicago on Family Feud, the question was, name a word that starts with pork. She says, lawn. I said, excuse me? Lawn, Steve. So I'm thinking pork lawn, you know, L-A-W-N, and I can't figure out what she's talking about. Lawn, you know, lawn, like a pork lawn, L-I-O-N.
that's lion.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
lying.
that's lying.
And so, cuts of meat is
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, what will not be at the Harvey
Let's hear it.
are pig parts.
Okay.
There'll be no ears,
Like
tail,
tails.
feet.
Oh.
Yeah, feet.
No,
parts.
no. Steve, don't do that.
No pickled
Steve.
pig's feet.
No.
No chitlins. Ain't done that.
Hell,
Feeling not a
head,
barbecue.
no head cheese
No.
barbecue.
Hog head
hell no.
cheese.
As a
No.
matter of
Hog
fact,
head.
no
hog
pork
head cheese,
at my
sorry.
house at all.
Okay.
What was that? What was that cheese you
Where
asked
your
for?
ribs
Shelley?
at then?
Shelley, what was that you asked
It's
for?
Ribs.
hog head cheese.
No, that's not what you said.
Let's move on.
No.
What did she say?
Head
Ribs.
cheese.
I meant hog head cheese.
Ribs is what?
Yeah.
You didn't.
Well, I don't do pork.
You
But
know.
what you have to understand is, once you lay a pork rib on a grill over
Yes.
an open fire,
Yeah.
Dog.
it loses all its pork properties and becomes an entirely new meat group called barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, barbecue.
Let's get to
Barbecue.
that.
You don't get the high
No,
blood
Shirley.
pressure.
Yeah.
None of that.
No,
What?
no, it's not that.
It is. What do you? It is barbecue.
No,
You just
no, it's
said
not
it.
barbecue. It's
Barbecue.
B-O-B-B.
Barbecue.
Bobby. No,
Bobby.
it's
Barbecue.
Oh.
Barbecue. Bobby, Bobby dash
Barbecue.
I
So-
barbecue. You barbecue.
You barbecue. Yeah.
I barbecue. That's the difference.
So
And
meat
that's
lovers,
what the hell's happening this
get used to the phrase, yes, there's meat in there, okay? Just don't even ask that, because
But
meat's
it's in the
there.
tea?
It's
It's
in
in
the
the tea,
tea. It's in the jello. It's in everything.
Dessert? It's in the dessert.
Yeah.
Meat in there.
German chocolate cake with meat.
We got cookies. We got meat in the cookies.
Banana pudding, Steve. Banana pudding.
Meat is in there.
Peach
Banana
cobbler.
pudding, just a
Yes,
little bit,
peach
just on
cobbler.
the edges, though.
Okay. On the edges with the cookies.
And the crust.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, well, I can't wait to come to this party.
Oh, yeah. If you don't like meat, don't even show up.
You're
Don't
going to be
even-
dizzy when you leave.
It's cheesecake, Shirley, topped off with chili. Real nice. Chili sauce.
Meat.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a meat weekend right here. Definitely.
This is it.
Yeah.
I'm a baby back man. I like the
Yeah.
baby backs. I like them than the bigger ribs.
What about
Baby.
rib tips?
Too.
Rib tips is good.
Rib
Yeah,
tips,
yeah.
yeah.
Baby size people usually like baby back ribs.
Yeah. What? What'd you
Did he just say that?
Yeah, he
just-
did. He did. He did.
Okay.
Okay, you
Okay.
throw
He
a
came
rock
for
or
you.
something like that.
That's one. That's
He came
one.
for you.
I didn't.
That's one. When you get to 3, when you get that's one.
He
And it's
said.
early in the morning.
He said.
Keep on here.
Baby size.
Let's
He
review.
said. He said, baby. I love baby back ribs. All I said was baby size people usually love baby back ribs. What did I say wrong?
Also,
No one else was thinking that but you, huh, Junior?
also Labor Day is the last weekend for white, so I got to make a call.
I keep telling you all, that's just around the country. L.A.
LA, we went white all the
adhere to
We
those
went white
rules.
all
Dog, listen to me. That don't
In the
apply, and Lisa Ray will prove.
And she's from Chicago, Steve. All right, coming up next, Tommy's Run That Prank Back. This is going to be a good one, nephew.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann will be here with today's national news. But right now, it's nephew Tommy's turn to run that prank back. Neff, what is it?
Cake lady. The cake lady. Everybody say it with me. The cake lady.
Cake lady.
The cake lady. That is. Watch me work.
Stupid.
Cake. This is Barbara.
Yeah, I need to ask you, what kind of cakes do y'all make at this place?
Well, sir, we make all occasion cakes. Birthday cakes, anniversary cakes, wedding cakes. Pretty much whatever you need. What you looking for?
Do y'all be making adult cakes?
Yes, sir. A few adult cakes, bachelorette parties and, wedding. What exactly are you looking for, sir?
No. The problem is this right here. I ordered a cake from you all on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Now, it was supposed to be delivered to my daughter's school on Tuesday. And, she in junior high school, 13 years old. The cake was supposed to have Hannah Montana on it, and it was supposed to say happy birthday. Now, the cake get delivered over there today, and I can't for the life of me believe that this has happened. We in her classroom, all the classmates is in there, some teachers in there, the principal then came down. We finna have cake and ice cream for the kids. But when they open up the cake, it's a man's private part on the cake.
What? Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No. We have never made a mistake like that.
Y'all
Now,
made
I
that
know I'm
mistake.
real careful
Y'all
with
made
kind
that
of stuff.
mistake today. I've been calling this place all damn day. Y'all done made this damn mistake, and somebody gonna pay for this. I got
We did not
13.
make that
Yeah,
mistake.
I got
Now,
13-year-old
hold on,
kids.
sir. No, you're going to have to lower it down now, okay? Because we can't get nothing settled if you yelling and I can't hear you, okay?
I need to
Now,
lower
what's
that.
your-
You should have lowered that private part off that cake. That's what you should have done.
Sir, what is your name?
My name is Trevor.
And now, where was the cake supposed to be going?
Middle school.
Middle school. Now, when was it delivered, sir?
I just see that's it right there. You can't remember. That's how y'all made the damn mistake.
Sir, please just answer the question so we can get this settled, sir.
No, who is the owner there?
Excuse me, I am the owner. My name is Barbara. Now, if you give me the information, I'll try to make this thing right because it couldn't have been my company. Are you absolutely sure, sir?
I'm positive. Y'all is the ones that delivered the damn cake. Listen, I got all these 13-year-old kids and they're traumatized, and the teachers and the principals are looking at me crazy because y'all didn't deliver the wrong damn cake.
Sir, but I need you to calm down just for a minute. Let me ask you this.
Wait. You want me to calm down? You should have took that private part down off the cake.
I can understand, but I don't think it was my company, okay? Because we've never made a mistake like that. Now, we're very careful with that kind of stuff. Now, sir, hold on 1 minute. Come here. Do you know anything about a cake delivery, a Hannah Montana cake going to middle school today? Yeah, did y'all make any deliveries? Okay, thanks. Sir, I just talked to my driver, and he's been with me about 8 years, sir, and we've never had a problem like this. He's never delivered a cake over there, sir. Are you sure it was my company?
It's damn sure this place, lady. It's this place. Your driver lying.
Mistakes can be made, but I cannot.
You can't make no mistake like that when you got a man's private part in front of a bunch of 13-year-old kids at a junior high school.
I can understand. I would be upset too. I have children too, so I can understand what you're trying to say. But sir, what I'm trying to tell you is this is not my company. You're talking about we wouldn't have done anything like that. I've been in business for 13 years.
What is your name?
My name is Barbara.
Okay, so you're the one behind all of this on this damn cake. It's supposed to be Hannah Montana and wind up being a man's private part on the cake.
Sir, come on, stop and think about this.
You think
we would not deliver a cake to a high school, an adult cake to a school. Now, I understand you upset.
Listen, lady, do you understand what has happened at my daughter's school?
I apologize for it, sir, but I don't believe that you ordered the cake from my company. Okay? As a matter of fact, we make cakes on Friday, sir. Wasn't no cake delivered today. Sir, it's a Tuesday.
Hey, what the hell? That means it's a Tuesday. Ain't nobody eating cake on Tuesday?
Sir, I have told you that couldn't have happened here at my company. Okay?
Okay, let me tell you. Okay.
I'll be happy to make a cake for you, sir, and to send it to your daughter. But, sir, it wasn't my company.
I don't want no more damn cakes. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I'm finna to do, lady. I'm finna call my lawyer. I'm finna get with the police, and I'm coming over there to shut that down. You won't sell a cupcake when I get through with your...
Oh, sir, you know what? Now, you done gone too far. Let me tell you something. This is my business that I done worked for 13 years to build. You ain't finna come up here doing
I'm finna shut that down.
You come up here and you find more icing up your mammy won't even know who you are. You need to get off my phone with this. That's some ignorant in the first place, sir. How dare you call me with that? And what the is your name?
I already told you my name is Trevor.
Trevor, bring your up here and I got something for you. Bring your and the police. Do you think I'm gonna let some little like you come jeopardize my business? I've been in business too long. I know what the I'm doing. Now I don't know who the you call, but it will show not my company. Do you understand me?
I understand everything you saying, and I understand when I get over there, I'm gonna shut it down. Me and the police.
You won't come out here and get your shut down, and you gonna have a daughter crying over your. Now I done told you what my company. Now get off my phone. Do you hear me?
I got one more thing I need to say to you, lady.
It's thing to tell me talking about shutting down my company.
Yes, I got one more thing. Is you listening to me?
I ain't listening. What you got to say to me?
This is nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your girlfriend.
That. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, y'all done it. I gotta get off this phone. Oh my God. I'm a killer. Bye. Hello? Oh my God. Oh my God. Please tell me I'm not on the radio.
No.
Oh, gee.
You ain't on the radio now, but you're gonna be on there in the morning.
Oh Lord, no. My preacher and everybody else gonna be on it. Oh my God. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna get me a cake and go to her job and up. Lord, oh Lord, y'all gonna get somebody stop playing like that, you know? She gonna have to look out every day. She ain't gonna never where it's coming from. I'm gonna be like the thief in the night on her.
Hey, Miss Barbara, I gotta ask you one more thing. What is the baddest, I'm talking about the baddest radio show in the land?
Steve Harvey Morning Show. Y'all what?
Hey, can you make a socket to my cake?
Yeah, I can make a socket to your cake, baby. I hope it ain't got a gun in it. Y'all gonna mess around and get around messing with somebody like that. They business now.
That is Cake Lady, baby.
The cake
Stupid
lady.
at its best, right there. In rap form.
Oh, you earn your keep. I tell you.
Come on now. Got to. Keep it stupid.
Yeah.
It's the Cake Lady.
Yes.
Where you going this weekend?
I am in Tampa, Florida. I will be there later on this evening. Tampa, Florida. It is at the USF Sundome. It's me, it's Cake, it's Kelly Price, and the one and only Frankie Beverly will be in the building. I am hosting the show. I'm going to be the fool all through the show. I promise you.
What is Frankie Beverly wearing? What color is he wearing?
White. I don't know if it's winter white or summer white, but
He's
it's
wearing
white.
white.
Thank you,
And
Steve.
I'm wearing white right with him.
Ooh.
Right. Man.
Okay.
Anybody got a problem with white?
We all love white.
I
Thanks.
just don't know what the hell you talking about.
You confuse us.
I'm wearing white.
The man's wearing white. He's wearing white.
It ain't working.
No. All right, nephew. Thank you so much. People are doing what they can to help with Hurricane Harvey. If you want to help, text the word Harvey to 90999 and you can make a $10 donation. Coming up, the country of Mexico is helping Texas. We'll talk about that with Miss Ann when we come back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Okay, gracias. We want to say gracias and thank you very much to the people of Mexico. Mexico's Red Cross sent an envoy of volunteers to storm devastated Houston on Wednesday, hours after
Wow.
Texas governor,
That's
hours.
really cool.
That really is, right? This was hours after Texas Governor Greg Abbott said the state accepted an offer of aid from the Mexican government, including vehicles, including boats, supplies, and food. The convoy of 33 English-speaking volunteers left from Mexico City for Texas, where they plan to work in Houston shelters for 20 days before being replaced by a fresh crop of volunteers.
All right. See that?
Yeah, that's
See
great,
that?
isn't it?
See, that'd be hard to do that with that wall.
Yeah,
Come on.
absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely.
You know, it's just amazing, man, how people can see through, you know, the foolishness that we sometimes provide one another when it just comes down to basic, hey, man, there's some human beings that need some help.
Right.
Yep.
So here they coming from across the border and unwelcome most of the time. But they still coming, man. That's a doggone shame, man. But now we want to close the borders. So you can't come over here. Well, I'm just going to tell you, man. If this whole talk about removing illegals and not allowing people to come in, watch what happens. You have no idea. Are you just ignoring the contribution that these people actually make to the fiber of this country? You're actually ignoring it because the majority of people over here are not committing crime.
Not at all.
Right.
Hard-working
Thank you to
people.
Mexico.
Yes, thank you. Mexico.
Big ups to them.
All right, well, last night's NFL preseason game scheduled between the Cowboys and the Texans was canceled. The Texans football organization released a statement saying at this time the priority of our organization is getting our players, coaches, and staff back home to be reunited with their families, many of whom have been evacuated from their homes and are currently sheltered. So we want to shout out to Houston, Texas star J.J. Wyatt, too. We talked about J.J. Watt. Excuse me, J.J. Watt. He raised over $6 million in donations. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So thank you for getting involved, and congratulations to you. And thanks to everyone who's contributed, no matter how big or how small. You know, the message is that you care, you know, and that you have compassion for your fellow man, and you're doing what you can. Thank you, guys. So much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, really. Harvey has been downgraded to a tropical depression.
The hurricane.
Yeah. Not Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Well, just
How
on
come
this
you
show,
downgraded
we
to
just
us?
start
You just
with
making
that
it.
because I get offended every time.
I know you hate
Harvey
that.
has
You know,
been- no,
it's weird
just
because when
the
I hear,
damn hurricane.
when I hear it, I'm like, what did he do now?
I know.
She right there.
And that's why he hates
She's
it.
right there.
The hell he do now?
What did the guy say to you at the fight, Steve? last weekend?
Lay off Texas or something?
Yeah.
You know, just, hey, man, hey, Steve, why don't you let up off Texas?
And you were like, what?
You blaming me for that? You Harvey, ain't you?
Got your own hurricane, buddy.
Man, oh, dude.
Yeah, you don't need this now.
Yeah, and they still have to get to the S's, right?
But
You said
hold
it
up,
goes
though.
in alphabetical
But serious, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
The
he
guy
wasn't
was
playing.
serious because I turned, waiting on, I'm just playing with you, man. Turned and then snarling at me.
You probably spun on him. All right. Introduce Miss Ann, please, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's here, the lovely Miss Ann Tripp.
Thank you, everybody. This is Ann Tripp with the news. Okay, starting out with this bit of news. The entire city of Beaumont, Texas is without water today after flooding from Harvey knocked out its water supply. Was knocked out yesterday. The entire city of Beaumont, Texas, no water. Hospital patients are being airlifted out to other cities. Authorities trying to get bottled water in. The problem is Beaumont at this point is like an island with flooded roads all around it and leading to it. So it's difficult to get in there with any water. But again, I do have to repeat, Beaumont, Texas, out of water. Meanwhile, what's left of Tropical Storm Harvey, yes, has been downgraded to a tropical depression, swirling over northern Louisiana, where it's been raining heavily. Houston, however, has seen the sun now for a day and a half. It's drying out, but even so remains in danger of a different kind now because there have been 2 explosions at a local chemical plant. The Arkema plant, located just northeast of the city, lost power during the storm. Now, it had to refrigerate the organic pesticides that it manufactures, otherwise they become combustible, and they haven't done that. So there were 2 explosions already there. Meanwhile, Vice President Pence is due in Texas later today. Yes, believe it or not, our neighbor to the south, Mexico, it has sent help in for rescue and cleanup in the wake of Harvey's visit. President Trump says he's giving $1 million of his own money for relief efforts, has to be said. Officials in Harris County, Texas, which contains all of Houston, reportedly planning to consolidate all of the Red Cross shelters and create one big mass shelter at the NRG Center, a facility that can house up to 10,000 people. Now, authorities say that things at this new mass shelter should remain manageable because they say the building contains a grocery store, child care, medical station, and some other services. So they think it'd be manageable and pretty hospitable for people who have to stay there. Flooding, by the way, now predicted in Kentucky and Tennessee, again, courtesy of Tropical Depression Harvey. By the way, a lot of Americans are upset by this week's cover page of France's controversial political magazine, Charlie Hebdo. It reads, God exists. He drowned all the neo-Nazis in Texas. Now, critics point out, of course, that while it may look like that from across the pond, that there are hundreds of blacks, whites, and Latinos who are stranded, hungry, and in shelters, and that the death toll now stands at 47, expected to rise, and that none of those people are members of the Nazis. Los Angeles City Council has voted to replace the Columbus Day holiday with, quote, Indigenous Peoples Day every second Monday in October. However, Columbus Day will remain a federal holiday, they say. Supporters felt that Columbus shouldn't be celebrated because of the brutal way, they say, he treated Native peoples. And finally, today is National American Chess Day and Better Breakfast Day. Have a better breakfast. A couple eggs on me. Eugene the Butterfly coming back 20 minutes after the hour. Stay tuned to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we go. Please introduce Jay so Jay can introduce the butterfly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Anthony.
Time for the butterfly, baby.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Stephen, Tommy, Shirley, Carter Jr., J. Anthony Brown.
You make him
such a
so
pleasure.
happy,
It was a
Jay.
beautiful, beautiful Friday, and I missed out on the conversation earlier because y'all was talking about me. Oh, you cannot leave me out when it's about some meat. Lord have mercy. So I want to say this, that it is just... we gonna be grilling. Me and my friends are gonna be having a cookout, and you know, we are, and we're doing wieners, we're doing sausage, we're doing pepperoni, salamis, and then
barbecue pepperoni.
you ain't never tried it. You
It's
don't know what's
just
going on.
round. That's all that matters.
It's just it's gonna be so good. But we're gonna roast some wieners too. We
It ain't the
definitely gonna do
flavor,
that.
it's the shape.
We're gonna roast over an open fire. So we're just
You slay, Jay. You slay, Jay.
It's cracking up.
Jay Anthony, you are now cordially invited to come roast
To the meat
wings
cookout.
with me. Yes.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know.
You're
That
very
ain't all
welcome
it's
to
gonna
come.
be, Jay.
I think you need to take your own advice, Jay. You need to watch out there now.
You can do it, Jay. You can. I could put you on links, or I could put you. Whatever. Which one do you want me to put you on?
I'm good.
But it is going to be an extraordinary thing. But anyway, every Labor Day we all wear white, no matter what. We're gonna have all our white on, even though we're barbecuing, even though you might get some juice on it or whatever, some sausage juice. What? What's wrong?
what is so funny?
I don't know why.
He just, yeah.
All I said was sausage juice. What's,
He's on the floor, Butterfly. You see him?
okay. What?
Get up,
Jay, don't do
silly.
that. Now, this is just sausage juice. But anyway, it's just you squeeze that
I knew he
and
was
get it.
going to say that.
Yeah, like I almost felt like your fingerprints are in it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you bite into it, there is a gush of great flavor, especially when you're doing an Earl camel sausage. Those are the real good ones.
The what?
Those are the real good ones. The Earl camel sausages. So, anyway, I just wanted to let you all know that
We gotta
if you
go.
guys want to come by and be a part of what I'm doing, we're having the Labor Day cook-off.
We have to go.
Great. Hey man, thanks a lot. Ain't nobody coming.
All right, listen. J. Anthony Brown is on deck. Up next to Murder Another Hit. We'll be back at 34 after the hour.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve. Let's go. Introduce Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is here again. I don't know what this is, but slowly we are losing friends of the morning show.
Yeah.
What is it now? Let's murder a hit.
All right, here we go. Cardi B.
Oh, Cardi B.
This is a really big song.
Uh-huh.
Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
And
Bodak
Yellow. I meant to say Bodak Yellow is a big song. She even recorded it in Spanish. It's huge.
Yeah, people love
And
it.
it's dissing people. The song that I wrote is dissing people also.
All right.
Okay.
It's dedicated to people who go to school with a lot of stuff and they got everything and you don't have a damn thing.
Oh, I remember being that dude.
I remember that bit? That was me. I had nothing. That's what this song is about.
Had everything. Everything.
Who had everything?
Charles Triplett, Clyde Nitz, everything.
Al Flowers had every damn thing. Wore a different outfit every day.
He drove a brand new car to school
Yeah.
as a senior.
Yeah.
A
Ooh,
new car, though.
I got that in there. All that's in the song. You didn't have a damn thing. You had to hold your new clothes till a week after. This is for you right here. Follow me on J Spot Comedy. Check it out. This is the song on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You can't mess with me, cause all my stuff is new. These ain't knockoffs, cause my daddy got them. These my school shoes from the store, and I got some more. These is brand new. I know you sick, so you can shut your mouth. That's what I'm talking about. Look, I eat hot lunch, and I got money too. I'll lend you a pair if you want me to. I wear a new pair every week. You lucky that I speak to you. I got money, my stepdaddy rich, and I drive to school. Now it's time for some fake Spanish. I really hope that I don't offend. Better suck on my get on by head. Meeny, money, more. Uno, better get it more. Bubblegum. Bubblegum.
That's a hot track.
Fire.
My stepdaddy rich.
I know.
Right.
You lucky that I speak to you. And I drive to school. Was Al Flowers.
You're so committed, though, when you do them, Jay. You're so committed. I love that.
But actually be thinking he can sing.
Yeah.
And rap.
I ain't never seen nobody cover this many age ranges.
You do it,
Old as
right?
he is.
Only Jay. Only Jay. He knows all the hot jams, all of
Am
them.
I too old to do this?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, what you
I
say,
don't know when you
Steve?
heard the damn song at.
Steve, this song is
The
so
song
hot
that
right now.
See, they
Yeah.
played the song at the fight. She was at
Yeah.
the fight. She sung the song at
Cardi
the
B
fight.
is
Cardi B,
big.
yeah,
Cardi B is
she's
She sung
huge,
it at the
man.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
she
job,
sung it at
Jay.
the fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
she performed at the fight. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, this song's big, man.
Yeah, it's huge.
Fire.
It really
Yeah,
is.
the fact that I know it means it's a popular
it's
song.
huge.
Yeah, and then I don't.
See, I wasn't out there yet at the fight. I was in the back discussing other things.
When they were playing this song, yeah. Yeah, this is a big
Cardi
song.
B.
This is by Cardi B, yeah. And
Oh, your
the
girl
Spanish
thing.
version is even bigger than. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We talked about it yesterday.
That was not Spanish that I did at the end.
No, we know bubblegum. We know that ain't Spanish. I understood too well.
I just threw that in there. Hope I didn't offend anybody with
You didn't even know
bubblegum.
what you were saying.
I have no idea.
I was waiting on in a dish.
But I love your commitment, though. I do. I really.
That's
I
where it
love
works.
it.
And be committed to what you do
Uh-huh,
right here.
Yeah, like me as a security guard.
All right. The nephew's prank phone call is coming up.
Bubblegum.
Nephew, it's going to be what? You promised that it will be what?
I promise you to be stupid. I guarantee you that.
All right. The nephew's prank phone call is coming up right after this. And he promises it's going to be what, nephew? Stupid! We'll be back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after the hour. Get ready for today's strawberry letter, of course. But up next, Tommy, what you got?
He left his drawers.
Yeah, he did.
That is not good.
He left his
That's
drawers.
not good at all.
Huh?
Oh, you're right. This is going to be stupid.
I ain't the only one ever left mine. I know some people on this show that left their drawers.
Excuse you.
What?
I ain't never left mine.
Okay.
I done had them on backwards.
Getting out.
Yeah, yeah.
Had 'em
I done
on.
came home
Had
with
one
them
leg
inside
in.
out.
Had one leg in, but didn't
Oh
leave.
yeah. Oh, I had one leg in one time. Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Got your jeans on over too.
Here it is.
I had them in my pocket. That was hard to explain. Why are your drawers in your pocket? Dog.
I got one for you. Why your drawers around your ankle?
Oh, we got to talk about this when we come back. Oh, I love it.
Hello? Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Hey, this is the doorman, Mark, of your building.
Okay.
I have a Mr. in here who is trying to get buzzed up to your unit. Are you at home right now, sir?
No, sir. I'm not. A who?
Yeah, a Mr. What did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say again? What's it? Mr. And he wants to
Okay.
be buzzed up. Supposedly, he left some articles in the room or in your unit a couple days ago.
And, I was out of town a couple of days ago. What day are we talking about?
So what days was you actually in? He said Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
He was there all 3 days? You guys let him into my apartment for 3 days? He was in my place for 3 days?
Mr. We don't let anybody in unless someone in the unit allows them to be buzzed up. That's the rules here of the building. So we definitely didn't do anything out of character.
So who let him in? Who buzzed him in then?
Sir, I hate to say it, but I'm assuming your wife must have buzzed him up.
What you mean? My wife was not there 3 days ago. She was on a business trip. She was not at the apartment 3 days ago.
No, sir, your wife was here. I've actually seen your wife come in and out.
Okay, the dude is there right now.
He's downstairs. He's here right now with me, sir.
What did he leave in my place?
Okay, 1 second, Mr. Hang on. What did you actually leave in Mr. Part? Pair of pants, underwear, and what else? He says he left a pair of pants, some underwear, and a toothbrush, sir. Mr.
Hill, he's there right now. Let me talk to him. Put him on the phone. Let me talk to him.
You know what, Mr. I mean, right now, we're listening to you, and I rate the way you sound. I don't want to put this guy on the phone.
Mark, if you want to keep your job at the building, you go put him on the phone now.
This is sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Mr. He's actually leaving out of the building now. He's
No. What
What you let him leave?
He's walking. I don't know.
I asked you to put him on the phone. What is your problem? You got video surveillance, right? You got video footage of everybody that comes in and out of the building, right?
Yes, sir. But you know, if nothing occurs, I think we should have footage that goes back at least 2 weeks. So we should be able to pull some things up for you, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get that, and I need it sent over to me right now. I'm at my work email. I need it today, cause this is some y'all let some my apartment, and this is some.
Hang on, Mr.
Like, what kind of nincompoop are you? What kind of imbecile are you?
Hey, sir, Mr. Hang on a second.
What?
All right, well, please hear me out, sir. Hear me out. We haven't just let someone in. Someone in your unit buzzed someone up. We didn't just let anyone up. Now, I know you don't want to hear it, but I'm assuming your wife buzzed this guy just up. We didn't do that.
You shut up and get me what I asked you for, and then we're done, okay?
Well, you know, you're saying I have a problem. Maybe you have a problem pleasing your wife, and that's why she's buzzing other people up.
You talking to me like that?
Sir, you're respectful to me as well, sir.
No. The disrespectful is you coming and letting people come up in my building that you know is not.
I haven't let anybody up here. I can't stop your wife from doing what she's doing.
You let somebody in my building, in my apartment.
You're taking out on me what you should be saying to your wife. Somebody that's got to dress up all the time and always buzzing somebody up to the room when you're gone. That's what you need to be concerned about.
Mr. Doorman, Mr. You know what? I'm the only around here busting my take care of down there. I'm over here working right now to pay for that so that your got a job.
Well, you might be handling your there, but evidently you're not handling your business at home. That's why she keep buzzing people up, sir.
You know what? Well, the business I'm gonna handle when I get home today is your mother. Well, not that, Mr. Doorman. Mr. Doorman.
Your wife has been, sir, you're going to quit calling me the doorman, okay?
You want to doorman. What's your mother position? Huh? What the you do for a living?
I'm a doorman.
Doors. And thank you, Mr. Doorman. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop calling you Mr. Doorman because that's giving you too much respect.
Okay. If you stop Tommy from going up to your room, you'll be fine.
Who the Tommy?
Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your wife got me to prank phone call you.
Y'all crazy. Y'all about to get. Oh, you my job cussing. He's my job, man. This is not cool, man. You don't know that was going through my head. She was about to get it. Everybody was about to get it.
Hey, man, I gotta ask you, man. What is the baddest, and I mean the baddest, radio show in the land?
Man, gotta be the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Every now and then, you'll leave your drawers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll leave your drawers.
Sometimes you get caught up. You don't think about it till you pull off. Damn, I left my drawers.
But you can't go back.
No, you can't go back.
You can't go back. Might circle the block
But
and
when
see
you
if it's
get
carpet.
home, though, you can't undress in front of nobody because you ain't got no drawers.
And don't come home with new drawers. Since when you start wearing new drawers?
Yeah, anytime you change your behavior, we know.
Gotta be honest.
We know.
That's a clue.
We know.
What was Steve saying?
I know about around your ankles, Steve. What happened? You didn't finish that story.
I was just in a rush to get them on, trying to get back to the house. Next thing I know, I just had them in one leg. Next thing I know, I was standing in the kitchen trying to look innocent, and it was looked down, and it was sticking out from under my pants. Oh, you should have seen me putting that leg behind the stove.
Okay, so I get the visual. Your drawers is down, but your pants is up.
Yeah. The drawers fell down in
Pants
one
are
leg.
zipped up, everything.
Oh, that's got to be
Like you got it together.
Yeah.
And shoes on too.
Shoes all tied up.
Yeah, tied up. Drawers just sticking out from around my ankle.
You feel that big lump of cloth going down your leg.
What color, Steve? What color? Were they real obvious?
Yeah, I had these gray and yellow ones. They had a little leopard in them. They were gray and yellow leopard print, yeah.
Oh, they were your sexy
Everybody
underwear.
saw them.
So they were very noticeable.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
hell
Were they
yeah.
real obvious? Yeah.
Yeah.
Leopard.
They damn sure
love
wasn't
it.
my socks. And here the funny thing though, the leg that the drawers was sticking out of, I didn't have a sock on that footy.
How did you explain it? How did you get out of it? That's what I want to know.
I stuck my leg behind the stove, I'm telling you. I just stuck it on the side of the stove and just stood there because I couldn't walk because you would have seen it.
Yeah, because usually there's no room behind
So
the
I just
stove.
stood in the kitchen talking like I was concerned.
Yeah. Just when Fruit of the Loom started making socks.
Leopard socks.
Leopard socks at that, right.
Okay.
No, silk cling to
They
you.
look like
no.
they look like divers though. You know, like what divers, you slippy divers put on. Yeah, got some drawers just like that.
What about
I used
you,
to
Nat?
have a pair with writing on it.
What did the writing say?
I was 18.
What did it say?
Said, I like lap dance. Wow. Said that on the front. Yeah, said that on the front.
All right, we got to go. Coming up in about an hour, get ready for another exciting episode of Bad Acting Theater, The Chapmans.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back right after this. Strawberry Letter coming up next.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, before we get to today's crazy Strawberry Letter, and yes, this letter is something else, trust and believe. But first, shout out to Texas's own Jamie Foxx, a friend to the show. A telethon is scheduled for September 12th with Jamie Foxx, Reese Witherspoon, Blake Shelton, and Houston's own Michael Strahan promises host. Jamie made the announcement on Instagram saying, just wanted to let everyone in Texas know we got you. From a fellow Texan, my heart goes out. My prayers go out. September 12th, we have a telethon that we're doing. We'll give you more details so we can raise as much money as we can for everyone down there. Houston's own rapper Bun B and the team behind Ariana Grande's One Love Manchester concert are reportedly organizing the star-studded event, which will take place in L.A., New York, and Nashville. You don't have to be a celebrity to help people, though. I mean, we've been saying that all week. You know, you could just be like us, just regular, whatever. You know, everyone can help. Text the word Harvey to 90999 and you can make a $10 donation. You can go to redcross.org. You can call 1-800-RED-CROSS and help in any way you can, especially if we can. If you can't, that's okay, too. Do what you can do. Do what you can
Yeah,
do.
a little bit here.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, that's right.
And thanks to everyone who stepped up. Oh, my God. The military's involved, you know.
Mexico.
The country of Mexico.
Mexico
I mean,
is big.
yes.
That's
yes,
big right there.
That
When
is
Mexico's
big,
in.
Steve. You're absolutely right.
No,
yeah.
Did our
I
president
can't
say
even
thank
tell
you?
how that is, you know. I mean, that speaks volumes to them as a people, you know.
Yeah.
We sitting up in here trying
To
to
put a wall up.
Yeah.
and then talking about we ain't gonna pass the budget if he don't get the budgeting for the wall.
Ain't gonna be no wall.
I even saw some
Threats.
I ain't got $1 for no damn wall.
Nobody, no wall. Ain't gonna be no wall.
I even saw some mosques opening their churches up.
Yeah.
You know, for people to come through. You know.
Yes,
That's
they-
big
yes.
as well. You know.
Absolutely.
Considering, you know, what the things that the president said about, you know, the Muslims, the Mexicans, all of the wall, all of that, you know. So thanks
Hey,
to everyone.
the mayor in Houston, Sylvester Turner, has
Yes.
done an incredible job, man.
Yes, he has.
That's a bad brother there.
The
He's done an
brother,
incredible
yeah.
job.
Yeah, man.
From the beginning. I mean, even before the storm hit, he was preparing you for it and getting you ready and letting you know if you're thinking about doing some foolishness with looting and all of that, I'm going to be ready for it. He's been on point before the storm came.
Did you see all the police officers that are coming in from all over to give the Houston police a break
Yes, a
because they've been
break.
working nonstop?
Yes.
That's the silver lining. Everybody coming together.
Absolutely. All right, nephew. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Strawberry letter.
Okay, subject. He wanted it before, but he doesn't want it now.
All right.
Hi, Shirley and Steve. I am not one to have let a man walk over me. However, a few months back, I met someone who made me let go of the guard I had held up in protection of my heart. In November, I met a guy, 11 years my senior, and he seemed ideal. Despite my self-professed problem with being hypersexual, he saw me as the intellectual female that I am, and he treated me spectacularly. My safety mattered to him, and he didn't mind letting me know. Fast forward 6 months, and I lay here crying because he claims he doesn't want a relationship. He knows that I'm in love with him, and he uses this because he knows that is my weakness. He'll call upon me for sexual encounters and then makes me tell him I love him during sex. I fell in love with a man who was my protector many months back, who told me things that I'd never heard before. Where did that person go? I keep trying to break away, and the cycle continues because I am weak for this man. What am I to do? Wow. Okay, first of all, go back to the beginning of your letter where you say, I am not the one to have let a man walk over me. Well, where is she? Where is that woman? What happened to her? You know, I'm just going to need you to bring her back, first of all. And I need you to wake up. Stop professing that you are hypersexual. I mean, what does that mean anyway? Stuff that, you know, he'll use against you. He'll use to manipulate you to do what he wants you to do. And he has you right now just where he wants you. I mean, you know, did he hypnotize you or something? You know, he can call you on the phone, come to me, and you'll just come because he says it, because you're weak for him. I mean, he can't do anything to you that you don't allow him to do, as we have said 101 million times on this show. You know, I just need you to wake up and be that other woman, the one who doesn't let people walk over them. Because clearly, this man is just doing having his way with you, but he can't do that again unless you say it's okay. And you've apparently given him the okay. You know, this is just crazy. He's just 11 years older than you. He has more game than you. And, you know, in this instance, he's winning. So you got to wake up and just stop letting him do this to you. Steve, say no sometimes. You don't have to go every time he calls. Steve?
First of all, Shirley, I agree with everything you said. Great response, great answer. Here's the way I see it. Shirley's right. What happened to the woman who opened up the gate when I'm not one to let a man walk all over me? You met a guy 11 years you seen, and he seemed ideal. Now, here's the problem with your letter, though. Despite my self-professed problem with being hypersexual, see, this is your self-professed problem. Why you shared that with him, I do not know. Maybe it was to let him know you're going to really want it all the time or whatever. Whatever that means, I guess that's it. And he 11 years your senior, maybe you felt it was neat. I got to tell him this how I really am now, and it's a problem of mine. Okay. But then he saw you as the intellectual female that I am, and he treated me spectacularly. My safety mattered to him, and he didn't mind letting me know. Fast forward, you're crying because he doesn't want a relationship. I did not hear anywhere in your letter where he said he wanted a relationship. I didn't hear any of that. All of this is you. You got this figured out. You met someone who made me let go of my guard, who let my guard down. You let your guard down without putting your problem down. Now, in this letter, I have to ask you this question. Is your problem him, or is your problem your hypersexual problem? Because, you know, if it's him, then we can fix that. If hypersexual is your problem, then this is going to occur again and again and again. Because you're hypersexual, but it didn't say you were promiscuous. So if you love having sex with these guys you meet, and that becomes the preeminent thing in the relationship, he saw your intellectual side. You told him, this the real me, though. This is my professed problem up front. So you told the guy that's what you had to have. Now, guess what? Now to hang on to it, all he got to do is play on that. And that's what you're creating. When I come back, I have a solution for you. I'm actually going to show you a way out of this.
I love it.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, coming up in about 20 minutes, another episode of Bad Acting Theater starring the Chapmans. But come on, Steve Cold Cracker, right now with part 2 of today's Strawberry Letter.
He wanted it before, but he doesn't want it now. Hi, Shirley and Steve. I'm not one to let a man walk over me. However, a few months back, I met someone who made me let go of the guard I had held up in protection of my heart. In November 1,
I met a guy 11 years my senior, and he seemed ideal. Despite my self-professed problem with being hypersexual, he saw me as the intellectual female that I am, and he treated me spectacularly. My safety mattered to him, and he didn't mind letting me know that. Fast forward 6 months later, I lay here crying because he claims he doesn't want a relationship. He knows I'm in love with him, and because of this, he knows that I'm in love with him and uses this because he knows that is my weakness. He'll call upon me for sexual encounters and then makes me tell him I love him during sex. I fell in love with a man who was my protector many months back. He told me things I'd never heard before. Where did that person go? I keep trying to break away, and the cycle continues because I am weak for this man. What am I to do? It's not that you're really weak for this man. It's just that you have a problem. And see, once you let your guard down without putting your problem down, as I stated earlier, there lies your real problem. The problem is you're hypersexual. Now, I looked up hypersexual because this woman obviously has diagnosed herself with a real problem of being hypersexual. Okay, here's the definition of hypersexual.
Let's have it.
It is the inability to control thoughts, feelings, or sexual behavior. Your thoughts of sex, your feelings about sex, and your behavior about sex, your inability to control that. That's the definition, according to the dictionary, for hypersexual. Okay, once you told the man this, guess what? He had a new toy.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to play with the hypersexual girl. Now, you done fell in love with a problem. Him and you hypersexual. Now, you done told this to the guy without establishing up front what you wanted. See, once again, ladies, I didn't hear in here what a man said he wanted a relationship. He was just providing protection for you. He said some things you had never heard before. So damn what? I got a bunch of first-time lines for you if that's all it take. He 11 years older than you. He done some things you ain't done. 11 years? Come on, man. This cat been around the block. Here's your deal. See, you saying here, he knows that I'm in love with him, and he uses this because he knows this is my weakness. Love is not your weakness. Love is a strength. Let me help you understand something.
I like
your
that.
Weakness,
Say that again. I like
no,
that.
love is not a weakness. Love is a strength.
Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with love. Love overcomes. Love wins. Love causes you to do right when you want to do wrong. Love make you go home at night. Love make you show up when you feel like laying down. Love is a strength.
I like that.
Your weakness is your problem. You need to go get some help with being sexually hyper. You need to solve that problem because this just going to happen again and again and again. But let me tell you something about men in case you ain't got money for a therapist. See, you say he uses this against me because he knows I love him. Let me tell you something about a man. Here's a simple therapeutic moment you can have with any man. If you take away the known to a man and create the unknown for a man, you either going to do one or two things. You're going to reignite his interest. He going to have to work harder to keep it, or you're going to give him the out that he looking for.
Oh.
Quit creating the known for him. Create the unknown. Quit answering your phone. Quit being weak. He want to hear I love you, then do something to show you love me. Just because he's sexing you, you got to tell him you love him. Come on, lady. I'm just giving you a cheap way out. Now, if you got money for therapy, you really need to go get yourself looked into and get yourself some help. But a man responds to what he don't know. Please know that.
All right, Steve, you know we have to go. Email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter at My Girl Shirley. And I want to say thank you once again to all the people who joined me yesterday for the Strawberry Letter After Show live on Facebook. Thank you guys so much. You guys you all are, there's
we
an
all
open...
coming on, but we letting you know right now, as soon as we get on, we cut.
That's it. Why, I don't know, but whatever.
Make you
Cause
smart.
it's online and you can't.
You tired of being restricted, Steve?
Yeah, you
Sick of
tired
this
of
morning show, all these damn restrictions.
All right, guys, thank you so much. All right,
Three-letter word, damn. You didn't say that ass. No, I want the big stuff.
I want the money break.
All right, now's a good time to switch gears, Steve Harvey. Check this out, guys. Smoking weed slashes your risk of stroke.
Well, my sister gonna be fine.
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm okay.
What, Carla?
She gonna be fine.
I'm okay.
Okay, a new study has found that smoking weed slashes your risk of having to deal with blood clots,
Good.
which can lead to a longer life because you will also reduce your chance of suffering a stroke. It seems that the chemical THC, which is what actually gets you high, also relaxes the walls of your arteries.
Look at Willie Nelson. Yeah. Still around. Still around. Still here. Yeah.
So is that once a week? Is that once a day?
Resulting in lower blood pressure and increased blood flow to all the tissues of your body.
Don't do a damn thing for diabetes. They'll do it.
Yes, it do. It make you eat right.
No, it makes you eat a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's
the
good.
munchies.
Oh, yeah, you do get the munchies.
So there you go.
There you go, smoking weed.
Well, you didn't say how often, though. Is it supposed to be once a day?
No, I didn't
once
say
a
how
week?
often. It's just found that when you smoke weed, it slashes your risk of having to deal with blood clots.
I think it's got to be all day, because when I see my sister, that's what like she been doing. She don't get upset about nothing. I say.
It ain't had a stroke yet.
Ain't been good.
You know, weed smokers cause you to have a stroke.
Yeah, so they're stress free. Yeah, the stress is down.
Stress is free, right? You're stress free on weed, definitely.
And the walls of the arteries feel comfortable.
Yeah.
This is all over her face.
She's very
You can
relaxed.
tell.
No mention of the flood.
Yeah, nothing. She ain't worried about it. It's flood, nothing.
We need to find out what your sister's smoking. I need to get some of that.
God, yes.
That's some new stuff.
Yeah.
That's your sister. Can she roll me one of them?
All right, coming up at 41 after the hour, something you've all been waiting for, another episode, the brand new episode of Bad Acting Theater, The Chapmans, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
And now it is time for another episode of Bad Acting Theater. It's the Steve Harvey soap opera, the one he's always wanted. It's called The Chapmans. Ready, guys?
Pretty bad, huh?
It's bad.
Before you even do it, you know it's bad.
Yeah. And it starts with the narrator.
Yes, and you say I'm the worst of the bad acting. I love it.
Shirley, you stop in the middle of the narrating. Just read the narrating.
I thought she had just
It's
started,
bad.
and I started reading along, saying that ain't it.
Okay, ready? Everybody ready? Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Steve Harvey Bad Acting Theater with your host and narrator, me, Shirley Strawberry. We call this episode, I Got Your Message Right Here. Let's look in and see what's happening. In last week's episode, Earl's son, Chester, just got back from being kidnapped and was excited to be home. He went into the kitchen to make himself a peanut butter and jelly and pork rind sandwich. Yuck.
Daddy, you did it. I didn't think you cared. I didn't think you'd like me. I didn't think I'd even ever see you again. I'm going to go in the kitchen and make me the biggest peanut butter and jelly sandwich I can find. And you know what? I'm going to throw in some pork rinds.
Earl was mad that Frenchie, who was supposed to be played by George Wallace but was played by Tommy, ripped him off for $40 million that he paid him to keep Chester because he let him go.
I paid that fat, no good, bad acting, small hat wearing, old ass mama, you joke telling, purple colored Negro Frenchie, $40 million, keep that boy, and I was to never see him again. He took that money and then let him go.
Junior and me too were surprised to find out that KK was his mama. His mama.
Wait, what? 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 Who? What? You my what? What? I thought. That's right. Your mama.
Let's look in on this week and see what's happening with the Chapmans.
This is Frenchie. Your mama's so stupid she don't even know how to leave a message. Leave a message.
Look, you blue-black rascal. You made a deal. I gave you $40 million to never see him again, but you took my money and you let this worthless, no-good son go. Now he in the kitchen right now making a peanut butter, jelly, and pork rind sandwich. I don't want the money, but But you got to keep up your end of the bargain. If not, you got to come get him. Please, if you don't come get him, help me kill him. Please, have some decency.
Frenchie picks up the phone because he was just screening his call.
This is Frenchie. For another $40 million, I'll take care of your little problem.
All right, you got a deal. But promise me that you gonna come and get him first.
We got a deal. I've lied to you before, but I won't lie to you again. We got a deal.
Right on. Right on with the right on.
Okay. He really hates that boy. Let's listen in as Bogart is calling Reverend Adnoy to find out where KK is. He's finally able to call after the butt whooping he got last week because the swelling just went down.
This is Reverend Ednoy. If you're calling about the meeting of the women who look like MC Hammer, please leave a message. I want to know how the phone rang first. Then, after I'd already left the message, the ringing went the phone. The phone is bad.
Yeah, Rev, this is Bogart. If you see KK, tell her I moved to Egypt, okay? I'm not around.
Now let's listen in as Junior is still taking it. All in that KK is his mama.
Wait, what? What? Who? What? She's my what? What? Who? What? KK? I thought, hold on a minute. Hold on. She's my what? What? You my what?
We'll get back to that. But guess what? KK has found Beauregard.
Yeah, this is Rev, this is Beauregard. Like I said, if you see KK, tell her I moved to Egypt, you know? And if you ever see her, man, I'm ready to face her face to face. She got in a lucky punch. You know what? Yeah, I'm ready to have it out with her one-on-one anytime she's ready.
KK?
KK?
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you was going to say, I looked down and she, that's what I was waiting.
No, he ad-libbing, baby. Keep
He
going.
ad-lib, I see that. All right. Okay. Get off the phone, punk. I'm right here. Where's my money? I told you it would not end well.
Oh, Father God. Oh, Jesus. I'm dying. I believe she shot me. She shot me. I'm dying. Somebody help me. I don't want to die. It's getting cold in here. Wait a minute. Hold on, sound effect, man. I'm not finished dying. Oh, Father God. Somebody hold me. Somebody call my mama. I don't want to die. Wait a minute. I'm still not finished dying. I don't want to die. I'm dying, but I'm dead.
Join us next week for the Chapmans. This has been Steve Harvey's Bad Acting Theater.
And that it has been.
Oh my God. Beauregard. The best death ever. We gotta go to break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Okay, we have two segments in one this break. First of all, we're going to have more Labor Day barbecue tips.
Yes, definitely.
More,
yeah.
and then, Tommy, I hate saying this. Carl, I know you will hate hearing this as well. But Tommy's going to have more etiquette on side piece Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't stand
Yeah.
it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I can't
They
stand
need to
it.
understand some things.
You suck.
What's wrong?
But first, come on with grilling tips, guys. We know it's a big meat day. We know that.
Big
Yeah.
meat,
Yeah.
big meat,
So-
yeah.
And you don't want to waste it.
Mm-mm.
No, you don't want to waste it.
So do you put your meat on and then put your sauce on? Or you grill your meat and then put your sauce on?
I think you don't cook
at all. I think
I don't.
this you that question you don't.
I think the
It
other
was a
thing
little backwards.
that's
Shirley.
going to happen, y'all, the other thing that's going to happen on Labor Day,
Answer it.
somebody is going to set themselves on fire. You know what I'm talking about?
Fully ablaze.
Yeah, ablaze. Yeah, ablaze. All the front's going to be burnt up.
Pants, shirt, apron.
And why is that?
Because they don't know how much fluid you're supposed to use, right?
Well, there's a way to do it without all that fluid, too. That fluid, it takes too long to cook that fluid off. If you're using half a can of fluid, you got a problem.
Oh, yeah. Well, they out there. They will use
Me
half a can.
personally, I think if you're using fluid at all, you're wrong.
You're ruining your meat, yeah.
You know, they have fire starters out there.
Right.
You know, little squares that's actually just wooden paper.
Yeah, just wood paper.
That you can start, and it helps start your fire. When you use, Tommy's right, when you use that
Lighter
fluid, it take too long to burn off. It be in your meat.
But you know, there's people that's not listening. I said, oh, they putting gas on the flames, man.
It's some gas.
There's some gas cookers out there, man.
Some 89 petrol.
Unleaded starters.
Yeah, I
Now,
don't
they
even light a
also
fluid.
have the electric starters that's just like it's shaped like a circle with two prongs coming off of it. You just plug it up and stick it under your coals. And then it started,
Starts
and
it
you
right
pull
up.
it off. You got to put it somewhere where can't nobody touch it for an hour. So if you pull that thing out, man, and you ain't paying attention, you touch it again, you got big problem.
Yeah, you're going to have to go in the house and get some butter.
And some honey.
Old school right there.
Oh,
I
no.
love it. I love that.
Yeah, but when your whole hand is burned up, you take some butter.
Yeah. And wrap it.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah, but you got to go to the hospital if you touch that thing right there, because butter ain't going to help, because it's going right to the white.
Damn.
Yeah. So a lot
So
of
you
people
got to
gonna
be
get hurt.
careful.
Yeah.
You got to be
I
careful.
think that's the message.
Yeah.
Just be careful
careful,
with the amount of fluid that you use.
Plus, I don't even eat at people's house if the cook is skinnier than me. I don't even eat at their house.
What?
You gotta have a big cook.
Because they
You
don't know
gotta
what
have
they
fat
doing.
cook.
No,
Yeah.
the cook got to be
Cook
fat.
got
That's
to
how
be
you know
big.
food gonna be good.
Got to be big. Right.
And he got to have a cook name.
Somebody in that yard got to be fat.
Find out you at a vegan barbecue.
I'm with you.
All right. So we slide into part 2 of this segment.
have to.
Side piece Labor Day weekend.
I love it.
etiquette.
I love it.
How we do this,
So
Tommy?
It's things they need to know. Right.
All right, let's do this. Because, you know, last month the whole R. Kelly story broke. Y'all
Yes.
remember that, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
'cause, you know, to me, Kels went about it wrong. First thing, the ladies just way too young.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Now, they need to be around 30, 35.
That's right.
That's side piece age right in there, 30, 35. I'm opening up my own nephew Tommy side piece etiquette school.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. You know, so side pieces, no. Like here go rule number 1.
Mm-hmm.
How to recognize, you got to know if you a side piece first. All right? Now look, if you ain't been to his house, you ain't met his kid, you ain't met his mama, you definitely a side piece.
Yeah.
You do understand that?
Listen up. Listen up.
Listen up now. Rule
Junior.
number 2, here you go.
Stay out of this.
Your holidays are spent with him the day after Christmas,
I hate
the
him.
day after Easter, the day after New Year.
Stupid.
And just know this, birthdays are optional. It might happen and it might not, okay?
Well, what about Labor Day this weekend? No.
Labor
no.
Day, Friday, you might want to get him tomorrow.
Today.
Today,
You
baby.
mean today is Friday.
Today. Get it
Tomorrow,
right
yeah,
now.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
Friday. Don't be looking to have Monday to you. No, that's not,
Don't
Sunday
be.
is their day for Labor
Yeah.
Day.
Don't fix him a plate because he ain't coming over there, okay?
Yeah.
The hell you making a plate for? I told you I'm not coming. I made you a plate for what?
And you know, the problem with side piece
disrespectful
is,
to your
a
side
side
piece.
piece always want to do something public.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why we can't go to the movies and what's wrong with you? We got cable. What are we going to the movie for?
Nobody wants to sit up in the house on a date,
All
you
day.
idiot.
The only way we going to the movie, I show up, You already there.
Mm-hmm.
You got refreshments and everything already.
That's
at the
what
chair
I'm
when I get
talking
there.
about.
It's dark. Now, here go another one you need to understand. Soon as, right before the movie over with, right at the climax, I'm walking down the steps getting out of there. I'm gonna see it at the end and I'm out. But me and you, when the lights come on, can't be sitting side by side. That cannot happen.
Steve, I need you to step in here. I really do.
You and Steve.
Yeah.
Once the credit rolls, so do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up before the light come up.
It's gonna be a great school, Tommy. A great school.
It's gonna be a great school, and I'm
It's gonna
here
suck
for you
and
all.
you suck.
Tell me about the
I'm here
last
for you
15
all.
minutes.
And once a week, I got side piece etiquette for you. Okay.
We gotta go. Nobody wants to hear this crap. We gotta go. Oh, that was me. We gotta.
Why you? You got caught up.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, side pieces. She didn't mean to clap.
We'll be back. I was just clapping. What is that about? We'll be back. Oh, no.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, the deal of the summer is complete, ladies and gentlemen. Kyrie Irving is a Boston Celtic now. And
Sounds crazy.
Steve, I know, right? And Steve,
I
Isaiah.
talked to LeBron about it at the fight.
And what did he say? What did he say?
I can't tell you what he said.
Oh.
Personal, it's Cleveland business.
Oh, okay. Well, this is something you'll be interested in, talking about Cleveland business. Isaiah Thomas is now a Cleveland Cavalier.
All right.
All right.
I knew that.
So, but
He
you know, there was
passed
some
the physical.
concern. There was some concern after.
So
the
why did he
physical
leave?
situation.
I don't. Well, he was upset.
They traded him.
Yeah,
Oh, they traded
got
him.
traded.
Yeah, they traded him. Kyrie wanted
to
to
leave.
leave. Because
He's
he don't
unhappy.
want to play under the shadow of LeBron. He want to go somewhere and be the man.
Is he gonna be the man wherever he goes? Steve?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he gonna be there.
Oh yeah, yeah, he gonna be the man. But his damn problem now is he's on a team where they gonna double him. See, they couldn't double him on the Cavs because they had to worry about LeBron. But now he go to Boston, they gonna lock him down.
Yeah.
You know,
He might well get his fishing equipment together.
See,
Really.
see, man, when they get
End of the
tired of him
season
being
gone.
the top scorer, they gonna shift over there.
Yeah.
When they wanted Isaiah to stop being the top scorer, they doubled him up in the playoffs. Isaiah. Well, now they can't do that to Isaiah over here because they got to worry about LeBron.
Yeah. And it's hard.
And they
to
traded a guy who played even after his sister passed.
Yes.
Gave his heart to
Terrible.
Boston.
Yeah.
Then they're going to turn around and trade him. You got an angry person coming back to Boston, boy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Kyrie, I think he just really messed up on this deal. I don't know why he would want to leave.
Because he didn't want to play second
Because I'm going to tell you
fiddle.
something. It's hard to be a championship team when your point guard
what?
is the leading scorer.
I don't like the way you said that.
What? Yeah.
Championship team.
It's hard to be a championship team when your point guard is the leading scorer and the best player.
Yeah.
It's hard to win that way.
All right. Well, we'll be watching this for sure. For sure.
First game of the season, Cleveland against Boston.
Oh, is it the
Wow.
first game?
You should go to the game, Steve.
Y'all like saying, okay, sporting events. He be in it, boy.
Did you see him at the fight?
I'm looking up at the fight.
At the fight, he was standing up.
You know somebody yelling, "Sit down, Steve!"
And he has, I don't think he'd have a rebuttal.
I know,
Steve, what were you yelling when you stood up at the fight?
He can't say on the air.
I knew that.
On the radio?
Well, you can paraphrase.
He'll say it when he's on
Well,
your
one
show.
of the things I said when he came over there to my side, one of the things I said was, knock his ass out right here, Floyd, while I can see it. Your people in front of me was hollering laughing. They said, this dude right here just said, knock him out right here, Floyd, while I can see it. But bad grammar and all, where I can see it.
Yeah. I love that.
I took
But
a
who
picture
sat in
when
front
I
of me
saw.
was the CEO and chairman of CBS, Les Moonves.
Oh, he was there.
Saw him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, who took me to my very first Super Bowl.
Hanging with the big dogs.
So what was you saying, Carla?
I said I took a picture of you on my TV on the screen, posted it. Somebody commented, "Why Steve looking like he looking at Floyd like if you don't beat his behind, I'ma beat your behind."
Yeah.
Like he Floyd daddy. I was crazy.
But I love how every time I was at a party, every time everybody stood up at the party, Steve was up too.
Yeah, he was up.
We were all standing up at the same time.
They love you, Steve.
Yeah, I have a small TV, so every time you stood up, you was out of frame. So I didn't get to see it.
Do not.
I just
What else, little bit?
One of them little 9-inch.
All right. Congratulations to Isaiah Thomas. I'm sure he'll bring some love to the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, we're back. We want to say again thank you to all the volunteers, all the people who are working in Texas in the recovery efforts, for Hurricane Harvey. How strong, how courageous, how benevolent and giving of their time. These people have been working nonstop for hours, some without sleep, some, just everything. So we want to say thank you to them. You guys have been down there all week, Tommy and Carla, because that's your home. And thank God you guys weren't affected. But, man, people that were, and you've seen the devastation. So, and Carla, you volunteered.
I've been trying to help people. We donated to the Red Cross. We got a couple churches we're affiliated with. We're trying to get them things that they need. So, everybody pitching in just helps. It does.
It does.
That's one thing I can say about Houston is Houston just dove in saying, we not going out like this.
That's right.
And everybody just pitching in, man. Everybody's helping everybody.
And that's
right.
why
The storm didn't break our spirit. You know what I mean? We all came together as one, like you said, Shirley, I was down volunteering. I went to the shelters at George R. Brown, Tommy, and down there volunteering. And we have to give a shout out to, you could just see how exhausted they are. Just the first responders and the medical staff. You see doctors and nurses coming in the convention center, relieving each other, making sure that people are okay. And police from all over. It seems like the governor and surrounding states have helped and chipped in and asked for help to relieve the police officers. They have been working nonstop by rescuing people and trying to protect the citizens and keep the business
and the pets and the
safe.
Elderly. And that's why, I do we just started doing the after show Strawberry Letter Live, and I do my fresh strawberry pick of the week. And this week it was Houston. It was the state of Texas. Because I think, what we've talked about all week, they've shown this country what it means to come together and help your fellow man. The country, the eye was on them, and they did not let us down in terms of compassion for their neighbors. It didn't matter, white, black, Latino, Asian. It did not matter. That's the message after, all the horrific things that have happened, in the last few weeks and stuff. It lets you see love. That's what I saw. I mean, you saw the devastation, but, the flip side of that was the love and the caring for your fellow man. And that's what life is all about.
And you know what, Shirley? The city officials made sure that stores, hotels didn't start jacking up their prices on everything.
Price gouging.
And making it, price gouging, and just making stuff just crazy expensive, especially at a time like this. So it was good. They were on top of it as much as they could be, man.
Yeah, and you didn't see any incidences of looting and things like that you see sometimes, when devastation like this occurs. You didn't see any of that. So my hat comes off to Houston, I should say, for showing just love. And I'm just so, I was just so moved and touched by that.
And the Texans football team, they stepped up big.
J.J. Watt has raised over $6 million. Now he has a new goal of $10 million.
He'll get it.
So shout out to athletes that are making the difference. They care about their hometown. Their families live. In this city. So one more time, Shirley, please give out the Red Cross donation information.
It's redcross.org. If you want to donate, if you want to help, it's 1-800-RED-CROSS. And it's texting the word Harvey to 90999. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go with just one more thing. Last break of the day. Good day. Steve, yesterday we played comedian Michael Blackson's Instagram message to Z-list celebrities who want to donate. Yeah, not A-list like Kevin Hart asked for. We loved his message, and we just wanted to play it again. Here it is. Take a listen.
Shout out to Kevin Hart and The Rock, all them A-list celebrities, for sending $25,000 to Houston. But just because you don't have $25,000 doesn't mean you have to send nothing at all. Today, I'm challenging all the Z-list celebrities that look rich but are broke. People like myself, J to Z. I challenge all of you right now. DC Young Fly, $50, send it right now. Joe Buttons, I challenge you to send $45. Young Jock, come on, I know you got $35. All the housewives or basketball wives that used to have money with that have money and have no money now, all of you send $32. All the love and hip hop, no disrespect or due respect, I have no respect. All of you send $16 each. All the cows stop wilding out besides Nick Cannon, all y'all broke that act rich, send $10. Please, Bow Wow, I know you're on your private jet. Stop over, send $5. Bobby V, we don't want your money.
We don't want your money. You don't have the money.
Z-list. J to Z.
All you broke
Michael
comedians.
Blackson, he shut down.
Can you
social
send
media
9
himself.
cents? Just need
really
9
did.
cents.
Man, I look forward to seeing him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's really funny. And he's coming back on Hip Hop Squares with Ice Cube.
okay.
He's coming back. They're showing the previews of it now.
Oh, you Z-list
Yeah.
comedians.
I look forward to
The
that.
Z-list celebrity.
I know the Z list. Who knew there was
Man,
such
he
a
said
list?
16.
I know you have
That's a random
$32.
amount.
Who's the one that didn't want the money? Is this somebody?
Bobby
Bobby
V.
V.
I don't want your money.
Valentino.
Yeah, Bobby V got a bill he got to take care of anyway. So
Yeah. That's messed up.
that is messed up, man.
Damn, Bobby V. Running down
Damn,
the hallway.
Bobby
Come on,
V.
man. God, dog.
All you
running
had
down
to do
the
was
hallway.
pay him.
I got your shoes.
Bobby.
Man,
I got your keys, Bobby.
Your voice on this. Oh, man. Come on, dog.
Man. What
Hey, man,
crazy.
they did that to me one time. I was in, I think it was or Atlanta or Houston. There was a club across the street where a lot of guys went. And, man, they cross-dressed. They dressed in drag. They really dressed up.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an IHOP across the street. And so I was in the IHOP with Boomerang and Juan, and we was eating one night after a show. I think I just did either Earthquakes Club or something down there in Atlanta. It was a long time ago. And the club let out, and they was coming across the street. And some of them was like dazzling, like really had the hair, the gowns, all stuff. I don't know what was going on. And so I spoke to a couple, hey, Steve Harvey. And I spoke, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get up, we finish eating, and this big dude comes up, but he got on this girl clothes and everything, but he was a dude,
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Steve, look, I just need an autograph, man, for my mama. She's a big fan of yours. I said, all right, man, no problem. So I'm giving him the autograph. He said, now, man, this was before phone cameras. He said, now, I want you to turn around and look in the window. And all his friends was in the window waving. He said, I told him I was coming to get your phone number. I said, man. He said, just sign the autograph. I'm just messing with you, but I told him I was coming to get your phone number. I said, man, you better get your ass right here. He said, got you, Steve. Thank you, man. We big fans of yours. I said, all right, man, cool. I said, man. He said, Steve, we just big fans of yours. That's all. We just tripping, having a good time. I said, man, I appreciate it. Y'all go ahead.
That's lovely. Yeah.
Just give it autograph.
Nice dress.
Nice blouse.
Hey, we were talking about Floyd Mayweather just a couple of minutes ago. This 31-year-old man, I don't know if you guys heard about this. He was an MMA fan. He was so sure that Conor McGregor would win the fight on Saturday against Floyd that he made a bet with his business partner, with the loser agreeing to get a tattoo of the winning fighter's face. So he had to follow through, and now he has a big tattoo of Mayweather's face on his leg. He said he doesn't regret making the bet, and he has no plans to hide the ink. Instead, he'll gladly tell the story of the tattoo to anyone who asks for the rest of his life, because it's going to be on there for the rest of his life. What a bet.
That's one of them bets you said. I know what I said.
I know, right?
But I'm not doing
But I
it.
don't
But it ain't
that
finna
bet.
happen.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I know what I said.
Hey, think of something else. I'll pay you, but think of something else.
But I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's not happening. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Know what I said, but I'm not doing it. What man ain't heard that?
Are you welching on a bet?
Yeah. We bet. Wow.
Get that all the
man
time.
ain't heard
What man ain't heard that?
I know what I said.
I know what I said. Yeah, I'm aware of what I said, but I ain't doing it.
But again, our prayers and everything go out to the people in the Texas area that were affected from Hurricane Harvey. I know you don't like to hear that name, Steve, but that is the name.
Because
And,
every time I hear it, I'm like, damn, what he do now?
I know.
Hey, it's just a hurricane on this show.
It's you.
He's in the news again.
Again, if you want to donate, call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or you can go online to redcross.org, or you can text the word Harvey to 90999 and make a donation. And please help if you can. And thanks to all the people who are down there volunteering and helping.
Right.
Yeah. Bringing the country together. Thank you guys so very, very much. All right, Steve. Take us home. I won't call
Well,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we've all waited for is finally here.
Labor Day weekend.
Don't do nothing you don't normally do. If you ain't ever barbecued before, this ain't the weekend.
That would be me.
If you can't cook, don't have a cookout. Hello. Just a couple of things you need to know. That's from Uncle Steve. Y'all have a great weekend, because I sure am.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old, unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit steveharvey.com. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.